What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What Suits You. And today I have with me,
Yo, what's up? It's Miguel Morales.
yeah,
Used to be Senior Emma Morales, but today marks the day. Today marks the day where I'm a free man, bro.
yeah, man. It's crazy, bro, how we actually started talking, man. I was in BDOC, which is basically just like fire dispatch, and I just overheard you talking about some real shit, man. And I just felt the need to chime in because I don't hear that kind of talk from everybody, man. So could you just kind of tell people like what we kind of went back and forth a little bit at work?
Oh, of course, man. Of course, I feel the same way, bro. I mean, I've met a lot of people, a lot of great people in the military and stuff like that, just in my travels in general. But one thing I did realize, a lot of people are not free thinkers. So like I'm a big believer in like free writing, free thinking.
Yeah. So real quick before you get to it, like, what is a free thinker to you?
A free thinker, you are not necessarily binded by a specific I guess you could say topic, or I guess you could say like genre in some sense.
Okay.
Or
Open.
something like specific, like you're
Right.
not solely stuck on something specific, you're open to broad
Okay.
ideas, so you're open to a wide vast of like
I get
options, you
Yeah.
know.
Like how I define that for me, I completely agree with you 100%, by the way. How I kind of define that for me is like we were talking about conformist thinking. The military teaches you how to conform your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that a free thinker is somebody who knows how to think as opposed to what to think.
Facts.
The military will teach you what to think. You know, you have to do this when this happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and people get really, really good at that. But if you understand the overall situation, you can go, well, that wouldn't be right because we don't know this. And I think that can lead an individual into free thinking, into free writing, into free speech. But I 100% agree with you.
No, I agree with you as well.
Yeah,
I agree with you as
100%
well.
agree with that,
I mean, and the thing is, like, and it's sad because the fact that there's not a lot, and I feel like the reason why there isn't a lot of free thinkers out, is because, you get judged by your beliefs. You're automatically judged when you meet somebody.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you have eye contact with that individual, you're automatically judging that person, and you just do it subconsciously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. It's like it's almost like human nature.
Mm-hmm.
Like we look at, okay, what he's wearing, what he's got, what's that mole on his face?
Yeah.
What the hell?
I agree, but I also think that comes from a place of deep-seated insecurities.
True.
Yeah, everybody has. No one's ever. Like I said, when I heard you talk, like I had my headphones on or whatever, and I heard you were saying something. You're like, yeah, I'm done with the military. And it's funny, man, that you say judge, because when I looked up, I expected you to be like black, like real black. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah, you're a light skinned dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I looked up and I was like, damn, like that's crazy. But like I had, you know what I'm saying? I had been around that energy my whole life, so it wasn't foreign to me. It's just the face didn't fit the words initially.
Mm-hmm.
But then I kept listening to what you were saying. I was like, oh, this nigga, he's speaking facts. Like he know what he's talking about. So that's when I chimed in. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I felt like based off of what you were saying, and you meant that shit too.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't just saying it because you had nobody to impress. You were getting out.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So you were saying it to actually mean it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, I gotta get in contact with this dude, man.
Definitely,
because
man.
You're talking facts, bro. You're speaking facts, man.
So I'll say this, like, one thing, so when we was talking about at BDOC, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole sanity thing, like, man, that's a big thing, man. Like
Let's get into that.
Yeah,
for
like
sure.
So I'll tell you this, man. Like I'm a firm and huge believer as if your sanity is not to par, right? If it's not at where you wanted that to be, how are you gonna be able to, create or do anything? How are you gonna be able to do anything efficiently and effectively, right?
So what does sanity mean to you? Because that's kind of broad, but I want to know like, what is your? I agree with you, but I want to know like what is your definition when you say sanity? Yeah.
Man, like.
Like try.
I know it's huge.
Yeah, I know it's huge, but try to.
I'll say my definition of sanity. I would have to say like, being able to do anything or speak about anything with a clear mind. you're not super stressed. You don't have 20 million thousand things running through your head. You're able to go and lay your head on your bed and able to go to rest.
Yeah.
You know, you're able to wake up and you know you're able to like, all right, cool, I have a plan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have goals, I got things to do.
Okay.
But you know, when you start losing your sanity, you know what I'm saying? Because when stress is a factor, and usually that's what it is. You know, it gets so, it's sometimes overwhelming, you know, for a human mind, that we lose it sometimes.
Yeah.
A great movie that I watched yesterday was called Unhinged. I won't say it was great, but it was decently enough to show how socialism goes about today, in terms of like super stressed individuals and how quick we are to, you know, how quick we are to snap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And react over emotions and anger and frustration. And man, like you see it, road rage. Yeah. Road rage, you see it on road rage. You see it like people just waiting in line. I've seen it like a friend of mine, like, you know, he ended up getting off from his seat. Somebody else took his seat. He asked it, he like, hey, that's my seat. Can you get off of my seat? It's a freaking seat. Yeah. It's a freaking seat. Just grab another one.
Yeah.
But it was a whole scene.
Yeah, no, man, I'm telling you, man, I agree with you. I do feel like a lot of, and it's so broad. Like that topic of insanity is so broad because you can talk about like the air that we breathe, how that's polluted and that's fucking up our body, the food that we eat, being in isolation, you know.
That fucks with us.
Being in isolation, and it's even crazier how strong but fragile people are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you've seen like the original Hulk movie, like the old one with like Lou Ferrigno. And they're talking about an egg and like how you can easily break an egg on its side, but you can't crush it between your hand. That's like how humans are. We're incredibly strong because we can be under so much stress and adapt because we are what our environment is. Facts. So if you grow up around stressed people or people that rage or act out of emotion instead of logic, you do that consciously and subconsciously. And then that just becomes part of who you are until you meet somebody or a group of people or see it done better, and then you start to ask the question. A lot of people live and die without even asking the question, is this optimal? You know, a lot of times people are just living or surviving instead of thriving, and they don't even get to that next step of like, well, what if? You know what I'm saying? And I do believe that thinking in that sense of what if, I think that is a privilege. Because if your basic needs aren't being met, if you're not safe, you don't have food, you're not going to be thinking about, like I was talking about earlier, like a higher level of self. You're going to be like, yo, where the fuck is my next meal coming from? You know what I'm saying? That's all, like, in the hood, you see a lot of, like, bad shit happening because these people live in bad environments. It's the same with, like, deployments and stuff like that. Exactly. A lot of crazy shit happens because it's a crazy environment. Yep, definitely. You don't know if you're going to live or die, so you're not worrying about someone calling you.
It's fine.
Okay. So you're not worrying about, like, you know what I'm saying, like trying to like meditate or anything like that. It's only when everything at the other levels are taken care of, then you can go, well, what else is there? You know what I'm saying? And then you can kind of grow from there. But but back to what you were saying about insanity. If you're saying if your insanity isn't well kept or well met, then basically like nothing else matters. So like what has been your experience in the military regarding without getting anyone in trouble?
No, definitely not. No.
what has been your just like your experience like coming into the military and like now as far as like your sanity?
Woo. Oh man. You know, that's a really, really good question. I haven't gotten asked that question in my 4 years in the military so far. It's a really good question, by the way. So when I joined, so I'll say my story. So when I joined, I actually had no other choice but to join the military, or it was incarceration. Unfortunately, I won't mention any names or whatever, but we got into a very, very, very ugly and very nasty car accident. Luckily, the people that were in the vehicle with me, you know, they came out fine and safe.
Right. Yeah, that's always good.
Yeah. But it was very ugly, very, very bad. Unfortunately, I was in a position of my life at the time where I was doing things where wasn't.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you can put two and two
Yeah,
together.
Like I said, I got you.
Yep.
As soon as you said car accident and you had to go to the military, I was like, all right,
Yep.
I probably,
Yeah, so yeah, let's just say there's some things in the car, right?
Yeah.
And so I was freaking out, man. Oh man, like I went through it for like the first year because I was tripping. I was like, I was always like on edge, like because I didn't know what was gonna happen next.
Right,
like
right,
so cause my lawyer was telling me like, man, like, you're looking at jail times, like some serious jail time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like,
Yeah,
what I'm saying? I mean, like 2-3 years plus maybe,
yeah.
right? But minimum 2-3 years from what he would tell me. So
But you're still young. How old are you, man?
I'm 27.
Okay.
So when I joined, I joined at the age of 23.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
and when the hell accident happened, I was about to turn 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you're young, man.
Yeah, definitely. So when that happened, man, I was like freaking out, and then at one point I was living in Miami at the time, and then I was like, you know what? I gotta switch my life around, man. I was a dropout of high school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I went back to school, finished the last couple credits that I had.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I the reason why I dropped out was because I was making money at the time, and so I was young, so the way I looked at it was like, oh, I'm making money now, so whatever.
Right, yeah.
But obviously that's not the case.
And
then
the price that you
exactly.
lifestyle doesn't add up. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, definitely.
Well, I mean, so like kind of going on a tangent, man. But like when you're young, you don't know better. Bro.
Definitely not,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? It's just like when you're in relationships, you think like, oh, I gotta put this person first. I gotta do all this. I gotta do all that. And then you get to the other side of it, and you're like, damn, I played a lot of things wrong. And I'm speaking on a personal experience with that one.
But it's true. I agree 100%. And me and my cousin we're like brothers, man. I'll take a bullet for him any day. And it's crazy. It's true. We talk about it all the time. It's the same thing with athletes.
Mm-hmm.
You see these Hall of Famers, these superstar athletes and stuff like that, well players and whatnot. Who they had while they were growing up, while they were progressing as an athlete, who they had behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a father figure,
Yeah.
a friend,
Yeah.
A brother, a
There's
cousin? Somebody was pushing them.
Nobody makes it by themselves.
No, hell no,
You know,
man.
I mean,
Hell no.
there's that individual. Yes, you have to put in work to be great. But even me and you sitting here talking, we didn't get here by ourselves. You know, there was people that were like helping me study for the ASVAB. There's people that I trained and were helping me train for the PT test.
Mhm.
And I'm sure you could say the same or something similar.
Yep.
So that 100%. But like going back to the story though.
Yeah. So I
You were
was
young, making
yeah
money.
yeah. Hey, can I call you back? Okay, bye. Yeah. So I was in I'm sorry, my girlfriend.
Nah,
My
you-
girlfriend called me. So
Yeah, that's all good.
yeah.
I like it to be authentic.
Yeah, she called me. She's Cuban, so if I don't pick up the phone, that's me. So, yeah, man. So I was like, you know what? I went back to high school, finished it, got my diploma. I moved back to New York with my aunt and my cousin. Stayed there for a year, roughly, and joined the military from there. So I joined the Air Force from there. I wanted to do special forces and stuff like that, but things happened in a different way. So I joined for 4 years, did my 4 years, and now my time in the military.
So your sanity when you first got in, would you say it was a little less stable?
No, bro,
Or
it was never there. I was insane.
Oh,
I was
okay.
insane. I was
Okay.
definitely going insane, man. I was doing things. I was making irrational decisions. I was like a cornered rat, just trying to scatter something and try to run, bro. You know what I'm saying? I tried to take something and run. Yeah, I was insane, bro. I won't say I was insane, but I was like, I was not sane. I was literally.
Yeah, I got you. Looking back, yeah.
I was under so much stress, and didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know what outcome to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like how to better myself, like how to better the situation. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, like I'll be stressed out about something, but I know I have an outcome. I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm better prepared.
Yeah.
I will say this though. I would never regret joining the military. The military has definitely been a blessing to me, but it has been a roller coaster. Bro, it's been a roller coaster. It's been it's probably the craziest roller coaster I've probably ever been on. But I have my ups and downs. I would say this though. There was a time in Germany. All right, so I've only been to Germany.
Germany's fun.
Yeah, definitely. I was in Germany, Ramstein, Ramstein Air Base, and then my second assignment was Kunsan Air Base, right, which is where we are now.
Yeah.
But when I was in Ramstein, man, like the last couple months before I was PCSing to Kunsan, to Korea, man, I was going through it. I was going through it. Like, leadership there was not up to par. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Leadership was very toxic. It was a very toxic environment where I was working. It was very bad. I got to a point of my life where I didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. I needed to step back, and I needed to, like, literally close all the doors and just stay in this dark room and just meditate. You know what I'm saying? Because at that point, like, may he rest in peace, my homie Josh. May he rest in peace. He passed away at that time.
Yeah, that's always rough.
Yeah, man. He passed away in a car accident, Isaiah Road, man.
Bro, that's wild. I had a friend.
Yeah.
I was in. So my first assignment was England. I was in England for 4 years, which is where I did a lot of my growing. That's what I'm saying. Like it's crazy. Like I'm at a point now where I can hear somebody talk and kind of figure out like where they are mentally and kind of figure out what they've been through in order to get them there.
Man, I say the same thing.
And I can tell, like, with you, like, it's interesting, like, we come from similar backgrounds, and we've gone through similar things, and we have our differences, sure, but it's still interesting to see that's, like, where your mental projected you, your trajectory landed you here. So I had a friend as well when I was in England, man, and I was just scrolling on Facebook, and when I say friend, like, me and this guy were cool, from, like, middle school, like, up until, like, 11th grade. So from, like, 6th grade to 11th grade, we were really cool. And I was just scrolling on Facebook, and it was like, R.I.P. Jeremy. And I was like, the fuck? What's going on? And one of my buddies posted, his name is Frederick, shout out Frederick. And I was like, man, what's going on? So I called him, or he called me, or we called each other. And he was like, yeah, man, Jeremy, his baby mama, and his 2 kids passed away in a car accident.
Oh, my God.
And I didn't believe it. I was like, that's like, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it's even crazier, because I remember in middle school, I used to, like, be so jealous of this dude because he had everything that I wanted, and I was really insecure growing up. So it was just like crazy to me. Like it was shocking, but I was so good. I'm still really good at numbing myself, because when you grow up insecure, you don't want to feel anything. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be insecure and, like, around wolves. You know what I'm saying? They'll eat you alive. You gotta put on a brave face and be good at the games. You know what I'm saying? So I got really good at the games, but part of that, I lost part of my sanity in a way. You know what I'm saying? And even now, I come off as very blunt or very bold or very just, like, straightforward, because, like, that's, like, my normal operating mindset. It's just, like...
That's crazy. I can say the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why... Like, but when I hear... You know what I'm saying? When I hear realness, I won't respond emotionally, but I will respond in a way, like, you'll have my respect more.
Facts. As
opposed to someone who is just talking. And not to say that, I'll disrespect anybody off rip, because to give respect, you got to give it. That's number one rule, right? But if I hear someone just talking about rah-rah and blah, blah, I don't give energy to it. You know what I'm saying? I might throw a joke in just to, but then I'm right back to what I was doing. But when I hear, when I hear somebody talking like how you was talking, I'm like, yeah, this dude, like, he done been through something.
Oh, man.
You can't talk like that and not go through something.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But yeah, going back, so you had to just kind of stow away, you're grieving the loss of your friend. This was in Ramstein.
Ramstein.
Right? Yeah, yep. So what happened after that?
So, just saying, piggybacking from what you said, man, I 100% agree, and I feel like that's why we clicked so well, man. You know what I'm saying?
It was like a short time.
It was today. It was just today.
Not even. It was like 1 or 2 sentences, and then I just started talking, and then it wasn't weird.
Everything was smooth. It just flowed. It was like life was, here.
Yeah.
This is what you need to do.
Yeah.
This is what life is bringing you to.
Yeah. And I had never seen you in there before either. Like, I've been in there since July. I've been in B-Dog since July, and that was my first time, like, seeing you, talking to you, or anything. I was like, this dude's been through something, man.
Definitely.
I can relate to that.
I'll definitely, yeah, man. I've definitely went through, some hard times, a little too many. But so from what I was saying, I was grieving my friend, my aunt at the time. She had a brain aneurysm. Thank God she's good.
Okay.
Thank God that she came out okay. She's good. Like, that's gone now. But at the time, she had a brain aneurysm. My homie Josh, he passed away in a car accident. I was going through. So me and my, at the time, she was my fiance. We ended up splitting up. So that was like, you know, that hit hard too. That hit hard too, cause I'm like, dang, like I don't understand what's going on. Everything was just hitting at once. It was like literally like an avalanche, literally, and it just piled up on me. And so when I went to my leadership and I'm like, yo, I need a break. I need to stay away. So I arm up every day because I'm a cop, right?
Yeah.
So I'm
y'all got it rough, man.
Oh yeah. So definitely. So I show up to my leadership and I'm like, look, man, like I don't want to arm up today. Like, you know, it's not that I have anything or I want to do anything to myself. Like, no, that's not it. It's just I don't want to have that responsibility, right? Because I'm not mentally there. I am not mentally there. I'm not mentally here to work. I need a break. And man, they would not let me take the knee. Like at one point it was like, all right, cool. Like when they saw like I kept fighting it, they're like, all right, cool. They let me take the knee, right? For like a day or two, right? But I'm like, man, like it's not like, oh, I need a day. Like, no, man, it was just so many things was just being piled up. And then on top of that, I was in the process of PCSing. So man, my stress level was through the roof. I think that's probably the most stressed I've probably ever been. Yeah. Right? Because I mean, at this point, I'm grieving, right? Not only my homie that passed away, but my aunt. I'm like, man, if I lose my aunt, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And that's my brother's, like my cousin that he's like my blood brother. That's his mom.
Blood.
And man, I know he won't be the same, man. It will kill me. You know what I mean? And the family will never be the same, man. Like we're really tight. That, you know what I'm saying, the whole thing with my fiance at the time, you know, that was going on, and I don't understand, like, you know, I thought everything was good, and, you know, things just started to go south because we both were under so much stress. She started to go to school as a foreign exchange student in Germany, while she's trying to learn biology, while she's trying to learn psychology, she was also trying to learn German. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was a lot on her, and it was like, and on top of that, she was working as well, right? And then on top of that, I was working. So at one point,
right person, wrong time.
Definitely. And I'll say this too, like, so it was kind of my fault, because when she came to Germany, and I was supposed to have everything situated. The first year was actually kicking people out from the dorms to go and move off base. So I was coming back from a deployment, and we were told that we might be up next because we've been on that base for a while. We're coming back from deployment. I'm like, awesome, that's dope. I would definitely be down for that. And so, you know, we was already making moves to you know, for her to move to Germany with me and whatnot. And when I came to talk to the first shirt, he literally said no. And I told him my situation, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying, like I like, why can't I move out? Like, you're kicking airmen out. Like, I don't understand. I've been here for like a year and a half, and literally was like, no. And then comes to find out, a friend of mine that she was in the same deployment as me, right? A week later, she was moving off base, and she was the only girl that moved off base. No, like, and then no other guy, like no guys, and she was the only girl on the team though. She was the only one. So it was a lot, but I mean, we made it. Like I said, it was like a huge roller coaster, and then I mean, man, we could talk days after days after days of this stuff.
I really wish that we would have linked sooner, man, because we could make like a whole series just on relationships alone. You know, since we're going into it, I don't know if you're familiar with the term like red pill and the blue pill community as far as how men speak on relationships.
Oh, I've heard a little bit about it, but yeah.
So recently. So I'll give a little bit of a backstory. I was in England for 4 years, the better part of 4 years, and obviously, you know, I was with this girl. Was not red pill aware at all, and I can explain more what that is. Just basically just means you're aware of female nature, right? I just didn't know. Completely oblivious, was just going what they tell you every day. You know, put this woman first, blah blah blah. This and that. And she's a great person. She's not a horrible person. But I just look back, I reflect a lot, not to dwell, but to understand if I start to feel certain feelings again, to make sure that those certain feelings don't lead me to certain actions. Right? Facts. So I will I will reflect to go, okay, I'm understanding, like, I understand that I feel this feeling, right? I'm going to just stop with the day, woosah, and once I get past this, then we can move forward optimally as opposed to pushing through to try to run away from something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So long story short, we ended up breaking up shortly after I got here. I broke up with her because of a lot of different issues that we had, but she was very insecure about a lot of things, and I'm the type of person, even when I was with her, more so now, but even when I was with her, I'm always trying to do better and grow. Like I said, I was like, that could be a business opportunity to talk about this kind of talk. You know what I'm saying? Post it on YouTube, run ads to it. Now we got 300-400 views. You know what I'm saying? They know a little bit about me. They know a little bit about you. Boom, easy. That's how I'm thinking, and it's also dope content. Like I can also relate to it. So we don't have to fake. We don't have to fake anything. So that's how I'm thinking. So I've always been business minded. Not always, but more recently have been business minded as I've come up more in manhood.
Bro,
right?
me too. I started when I came back from leave, right? I spoke to my friend, so I'm getting.
Yeah, because we talked about the brand too.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm actually I do the whole sneaker business, right? So the whole buy, sell, trade, collector. That's me.
So like flipping or.
Yeah, I do flips too.
Okay.
So I buy, sell, trade. I'm a collector and a seller. That's the way I see it.
Yeah.
I'm a reseller and a collector.
Okay.
Right? There's a couple pairs. I get like if there's a pair. There's a lot of pairs I like. I'm a big shoe lover.
Okay.
And fashion too.
Yeah.
So I'm actually trying to start this brand up. I'm starting it up.
Go ahead, shout yourself out, man.
That's definitely so.
I don't got a lot of subscribers.
Appreciate
yet,
it. All right, so
day,
definitely. You can go ahead and follow me on Instagram. It's at Foxsneaks, right? So just Foxsneaks. You can literally follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook as well, and YouTube. I'm definitely YouTube.
Okay.
So I haven't posted some videos due to the fact that I've been in Korea working and stuff like that. But now that I'm now officially a civilian, again, I'm actually that's all that's going to be working. You know what I'm saying? So it's all my YouTube content, my fashion content, my sneaker stuff. Anybody that
I want to see the journey, man.
Definitely.
I'm gonna follow the journey, man.
I appreciate it, man. I'll definitely. I highly encourage everybody to follow, man, because we're gonna go big.
Yeah.
We're gonna go big. It's not when, it's we're going to.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's literally, as I learn more and more, and I go on this journey, and I learn more. You said your ex-fiance did psychology. As I really break myself down, past the facade and past the smoke and mirrors, and I really look at myself for who I am, I realize that I'm not where I could have been, because I practice and I dabbled a lot of instant gratification as opposed to delayed gratification, right? And that just goes into the process, the journey. Everybody who's great, they have different takes on things, sure, but they all pretty much say the same thing, right? You gotta work hard, and you gotta work hard for long. And you have to work hard for long and get really good. And
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say something real quick on that. Yes, work hard, of course. But don't. I hate when people. I won't say I hate, because it's a pretty strong word. I dislike when people be like, "Oh, you gotta work hard. You gotta keep working hard and harder, and and then eventually you'll get there." No. Why I gotta work harder? Why I have to work harder? You know how many people is working harder? You know how many people is working hard? Right? Yeah. How about working smarter? How about that?
I see you right.
Okay? So if I can work smarter, I can come up with different plans and ideas to what? To change and make something better.
So I don't disagree with you, first of all, but I definitely think that goes into self-awareness, because what's hard for me might not be hard for you, and vice versa. Like if someone's like, "Yo, I need you to make a mixtape with 10 songs," I'm like, "God damn, how am I gonna?" And someone else could be like, "Oh, that'll take me a weekend," or you know what I'm saying? So I get it from that perspective, but when I say hard work, I don't even really mean like back-breaking.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I agree.
I'm just giving context. Yeah. We're not disagreeing. I don't think.
No.
But when I say hard work, I mean it's like the little things, like getting up out of bed at 1:59 instead of 2:00, just to know in your head that you beat yourself yesterday. Like, to me, that's hard work. I agree. That's the stuff that nobody but you know. And only you have the power to make that 1 minute difference translate into something great. To me, that's hard, because it's you versus you throughout the whole day. Whereas going outside and like picking up, yeah, that's hard too. But that's a different difficult, and that difficult I feel like has been romanticized, and we have enough content to where you can look at it and learn. No one has a movie or a book about you. Right?
Nope.
You have the answers to you. You're the expert on you, or at least you should be. Some people
Facts.
are. But you should be the expert on you. So when I say hard work, I mean like the small little intricacies where if you didn't do it, no one would call you on it. Because then you wouldn't have to deal with it. But you do it anyways because you realize that if you don't, it falls below your standard that you set for yourself. And that's what I mean when I say.
And I 120,000% agree with you.
20,000%.
I 100% agree with you, man.
Yeah, to give context, that's what
definitely.
But I don't disagree with you. Yeah, I do think, but I feel like the people that work hard, they're gonna be suffering, right? And in the Buddhist faith and religion, they say suffering without purpose is dead. You have to suffer with a purpose. It's like working out. Working out hurts. It's painful, but you know the aftermath is what? You have a great body, the endorphins. You know what I'm saying? You're stronger. You're
exactly.
You're a better version of
your
yourself.
energy.
Right, but you suffered for that purpose. You went through the hard work to get there. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree that some people they work hard. They work harder without working smarter. They don't. They just go, and it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot, whatever you say. You're stepping on landmines. That's not working harder. And I used to be that way, purely based off my insecurities. Like if I saw someone in the gym that was stronger than me, I would try to start breaking that person down mentally in order to make me feel better about myself, so then I could try to attempt a weight that I knew my body couldn't handle. As opposed to going, okay, what is the technique that they're doing? And can I apply that technique? Do I have the knowledge and wherewithal to apply that technique to something that I can do in order to get better? But again, when you're insecure and you lack confidence, you feel the need to bring I felt the need. I can't say you because you know everyone's different, but I felt the need to lower everybody. And what if I lowered everybody? Then I would feel better. And then I had to call myself on my bullshit again. The hard work, right? I called myself out on my bullshit way before anyone else can. And that doesn't mean that like no one can check me.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I like to have my standard for myself set higher than anyone else's standard for me. So like for example, I got this little award in a coin because I got a 94 on my CDC. I wanted to get a 100. And I wanted to get a 100 to the point to when I saw that I didn't get a 100, I was disappointed for 5 seconds. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to mentally and feel that fuck, I didn't get a 100. I wanted to feel that, to let myself know that my standard is still here. My standard for the Air Force is not higher than what my standard is for myself. And that's where it needs to be throughout life, in business and work and finances, whatever in relationships, whatever the case may be, your standard needs to be here. And going back to relationships, I remember one of the things my ex said is that I held her to a too high of a standard. And it's like, well, if I look at you as my equal, I have to hold you to the same standard I hold myself to.
I agree with that.
Right?
I can agree with that.
It got, but I wasn't thinking about it in that mindset. And we blocked each other, well, she blocked me, so we don't talk anymore. So I guess I'm just kind of venting in a way. But if I look at someone as my equal, like say me and you, I like to box. Say me and you are boxing, and we're in different weight classes, but we train at the same gym. I'm going to be coming for your head every time you step in the ring.
Facts.
But it's not out of, oh, I hate you, I'm trying to hurt you. It's because I want to know that, like, when you step in front of your opponent, it's like, oh, he's going to knock him out. And
yeah, because you want to see that person strive. Because
Exactly.
it's the competition.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I can sense the competitor in you.
Yeah.
And I'm the same way. And it's like, because like I will see
Even
somebody.
now I'm getting tingles just like
I swear, man. It's like goosebumps.
It's testosterone, man.
Definitely. Because it's true. Because in the gym, you know, you'll see somebody like, yo, he's in a different weight class, but he's a beast. You're in a different weight class. You're a beast.
You want to see. Like,
we're gonna trash talk. We're gonna trash talk. We're gonna want to see it.
But after the game, it's like, hey man, let's go get.
It's all love.
It's never malicious. You know what I'm saying? It's never bad blood. It's just like I have to be this way because I acknowledge how strong you are.
Yep, and that's
and if not, I'm gonna get ran over, and we can't have that.
No.
So we gotta go. We gotta butt heads.
And not only just that, but it's also the fact that, man, like, you know, you're holding yourself to a high standard, dope. Of course, I feel like everybody should. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that you hold other people to that standard, right? I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I'm this
yeah.
like with my friend. Like
Yeah.
so, he does music, right? Shout out to my boy named Dear Williams, Papicasso.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and follow him on IG.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna link with you, bro, as well. I'm gonna get the information from you.
Definitely. But shout out to Papicasso. You know what I'm saying? He a rapper and engineer, music producer for real. But my brother right there for sure. But like for him, like you know, he does music and he does the whole rapping stuff or whatever. And there be times that like I'll see him slack and I'm like I'll grab him by the shirt and I'll be like, yo, you better pick that shit up. Let's go. Let's keep it moving because I'm not gonna let my friends stay stagnant. No.
You have to. And I really think that was one of my biggest mistakes in my past relationship and throughout life as well. When because I didn't grow up in the hood. I grew up next to the hood.
Where?
So I grew up in Camden County, Georgia, which is like 20 minutes from Jacksonville. It's like right on the line. If I wanted to get in trouble, I knew where to go.
Facts.
And if I didn't, I knew where to go.
Well,
right?
That's a blessing.
Right, 100%.
I've seen some shit.
It was also like how I carried myself. People thought that I was from that environment, so I felt like I had to be. You know what I'm saying? So I would hang out in those places and like do shady shit just because I was like, well, you know, this is what I'm supposed to do. If you don't do this, you're not a man, right? That's one thing you hear.
Yeah.
If you don't beat someone up or don't go to jail, you know, and like
that's usually what you hear in the hood.
It wouldn't even be dudes. It'd be bitches telling you that too. Like, you ain't been. I'm not fucking with you. You're like, damn. Like, I gotta beat a nigga up. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Just to be with you.
You know what I'm saying? But like, you see other dudes, you know what I'm saying, that are living that life. And like again, the competitor and being insecure, so you have like the positive and the negative driving you. At least I did, and I was like, man, I want that. Like, what do I got to do? You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of start like moving like different, and you might get praised for it, but again, that's instant gratification. You get praised for it instantly, but in the long run, that's not how you are. That's not who you are. You know what I'm saying? My first name is Shelton. I gotta be able to fight if I'm in the hood.
Thanks.
You see what I'm saying? I can't be.
You got to, bro.
You know
got to.
I gotta be good with the hands. You know, I can't be talking a lot and rah this time and the third. I just sit back and I don't ever start nothing, but I damn sure be the one to finish it. You feel me? Because that's how I want to define myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I also feel like people kind of going off topic of the relationships, but I'm gonna double back. I also kind of feel like people have to create the versions of themselves they want to be. It's not just gonna fall into your lap.
Oh, of course.
You gotta put steps into it. And like with the relationship, you know, me and Shorty like was like close, like damn near got engaged and married and everything. But we had so much shit that we didn't fix with ourselves that the relationship would have crumbled. You know, I am thankful and grateful. You know, I'm thankful and grateful that I met her in the long run because I learned a lot about female nature through her. And I'm also thankful and grateful that I left with no kids on the table, no divorce. It was no money. It was just some hurt feelings and a couple DMs and pictures deleted.
Yep,
that's something I can deal with and learn from. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man!
And if we ever meet again in life, it is what it is. It's not gonna be no malice. It's just hey, you know,
no animosity. It's just hey, how you been?
Yeah, you're just another human on the same planet. Is how I kind of look at it.
Exactly.
But I definitely think that people need to create the versions of themselves that they want, and I mean like want because like again, you know, speaking out loud, speaking on my personal experience. When you don't like what you see in the mirror, that's when life really starts to get shitty for you, right? That's when life really starts to get bad.
Heck yeah.
Because you're doing all these things to try and like yourself, but you get like I didn't understand that like liking yourself and self-love comes from inside. There's nothing that there's like we were talking about your sanity, right? I feel like your mind, your heart, and your stomach are all connected. Those are your three brains, right? So if one is off, the whole thing is off. You know what I'm saying? If the base don't work, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing don't work.
It's gonna crumble.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And when everything's in line and in alignment and working smoothly together, you're thriving. You're in a flow. You know what I'm saying? You can meet people that are also in flow and be like, that dude's flowing. I gotta connect. And where this chick's flowing, you know what I'm saying? And you can get with that, right? But I really had to understand and learn that like operating from a place of insecurity and self-hate wasn't going to propel me where I wanted to be. So I had to really like break myself down. And the start of that, which is like really shitty how it started, the start of that is when I told my ex I cheated on her. I had no intentions of telling her. Like, I did it. We broke up, not because of the cheating, because I was busy, she was busy. So I was thinking like, cool, I don't gotta tell her nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. But then she was like, I want to get back with you and like do it for real, like, you know what I'm saying, going. So I was like, I gotta tell her now. You know what I'm saying? I can't like have this whole fake life. Holding this bombshell of a secret. You know, I had to say it because then I was like, I'll never be happy. They'll just eat at me, and I'm not. I refuse to go that route. So I ended up telling her. She was crying, and you know, I felt bad. Obviously, I was like, "Fuck, man, this sucks." And she was like, she asked me why, and I don't even remember like thinking the thought to form the words like just out loud. It just came because I don't like myself. And that was the first time I said it like to anybody out loud. I had always felt it, you know.
That's powerful.
But I never said it. And then when I said it, I was like, "Fuck!" I just said that, and I like it wasn't even like I said it. Like I'm thinking of the words that I'm saying now. It just came out like a burp, and I was like, "Fuck!" And then I started crying because I was like, "That's what it is." Like I had to face that truth because that's what was holding me back from the growth and from the forward progression. And the progress, you know what I'm saying? When you become an adult, it's your responsibility to fix your shit. You know, and I was in a position to where I was trying to rely on my relationships to do that. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be with like 100 women higher, because England's crazy, bro.
Oh, definitely.
England and Germany is crazy.
Oh, bro,
right?
England especially.
Yeah,
England, they'll buy you a drink and tell you, "I fancy you, mate," and they just take you home.
Like England, bro. Like England, man. I was listening. That's funny. I was listening to this dude named Patrice O'Neal. I don't know if you know him. If you don't know him, you gotta watch him. It's funny as hell. And I was listening to him, and he was talking about like how all men are Superman, but when they in the United States, they're around a bunch of Krypton bitches.
I can
like,
so agree with him.
I was like, bro, he's not wrong.
Nah.
When I was in Germany, man, when I was in England, like me and my girl was still dating when I was in Germany, so I wasn't really like fucking with no bitches like that. But I was like, bro, this is a layup. Like, I could fuck a bitch in the stall, like in the alley if I wanted to.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? She could wipe my shit off her face and keep it moving. Like, it's easy, bro. Like, I remember when I first came to England, and after this, we gotta wrap it up, bro.
Cool.
But I remember when I first got to England, man, I was talking to this Swedish chick, and she was in London because for her like little modeling agency or whatever. So we talked, we matched on Tinder or whatever. So I'm talking to Shorty, you know, I go pick her up from the train station. You know, she got like a little accent, so I'm like, all right, like she probably down. I get her on base. We get up to the room, and like she started giving me a head, and she like, I want you to slap me. I want you to spit on me. I ain't never did no shit like that.
Let me guess, she spit in my mouth, huh?
Yeah, that's that. Yo, bro, all of that shit.
I took me back too.
Me, I'm like, I'm a Christian. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this bitch nasty.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But like, after we got into it, I was like, damn. Like, I was like, this bitch. Like after we got done, I was like, bro, this bitch don't even know me. Like, she don't know nothing about me. The only thing she know is like how I look and like where I'm from. And like that's enough to like do anything I wanted to. Again, this goes back into like the red pill, blue pill, alpha, beta mindsets and stuff like that. I was hella blue pill and beta when I was like looking back, I was like, man, I did a lot of stupid shit. But nonetheless, you live and you learn.
You live in it, yeah.
But it was just crazy, and I was just like thinking about that. I was like, man, another time, bro, I went out to what's that place? Newcastle up north. Same shit, bro. I'm talking to me and my homie Hall. He a light skinned dude. You know what I'm saying? We just kicking it at the bar. I'm just chatting it up. Two girls walk up. One girl walks up, grab Hall by his nuts, start making out with him. Another girl puts her number in my shirt pocket, start making out with me, and then just leave. We was in the club for like maybe 10 minutes. We not even drunk yet. Like we just there. You know what I'm saying?
England.
We just hanging out. It's like 2016 or some shit. We just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? And then that happened. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
England is crazy, bro. England is wild.
I low key hope I never I want to go back, but not yet. Like I want to, cause I caped here in Korea. I'm looking at this as like my grinding years, bro.
Do it, cause that's exactly how it was for me, man.
My grinding years.
That's exactly
just to get as good at every aspect of life that I possibly can, and then move forward in the world like that. Like I'm on Tinder and shit, but I'm not like really dating. You know what I'm saying? So like if I meet someone and she's cool, we can kick it. You know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna get.
It's not like you're not looking for something.
No.
It's that if it happens, it happens.
The only thing I'm looking for is how to get better.
Yeah.
Like how can I get? What am I bad at? how can I get good at it? How long will it take? Am I willing to do that for the amount of time it's going to take to get better at it? And if not, how can constantly breaking myself down, constantly and not breaking myself down to be like, oh, you suck, blah blah blah.
Nah, but it's to build yourself back
right.
up.
It's like, okay, you've gotten at this level, you're at level 10. Okay, what do you need to do to get to a level 11 and 12 and so on and so forth? You know, so like wrapping up, I just kind of want to ask like, what has been? You already kind of said what's next, right? So I guess I will ask, what's your trajectory for the next 5 years? In 5 years, you're putting in the work, you're grinding, right? What do you want? Where do you want to kind of
like, where will I see myself in the next 5 years?
Yeah, like, where do you want to be at? Not even where you see yourself, where do you want to be at? I want you to manifest.
Got you.
And speak it into
Got you. I actually like that question, man. I appreciate it. Because, it's funny. That's another question people hasn't asked me.
Yeah.
Definitely, in a matter of 3 years, I'll have my 3 to 4 years. I'll have my a commercial pilot license, right?
Oh, shit.
So I'll be able to fly commercial, at least some kind of cargo pilot or something. I'm flying something. In 3 to 4 years, I'm flying something, right? Officially, that's my occupation. That's my job. That's my career.
That's dope, man.
That's in the next 3-4 years. That's what I see myself doing for aviation. For my sneakers, my sneaker business. In the next 2 to 3 years, I see it like a website, like fully solidified and solid website and clientele, right?
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, like, I'm coming close to, like, so when I hit that 5-year mark, I have the chance of, like, all right, cool. Do I want to open a store now, or can I still do this? Exactly, because I can either run something. I can either run a store, right? But it's a hassle. Or I can go ahead like a fashion kind of urban store, right? Or I can do something like how Benjamin Kicks does, right? He has a website and he just sells shoes from there. And people just buy.
That Shopify and all that stuff.
Oh man, definitely. So I'm actually trying to get into that too. So I haven't hit a lot of stuff, man. Because majority of the things I'm a really hit when I get back home. Yeah. Right. Because I'm gonna have.
I know a little bit about Shopify. I'm trying it now, and I've tried it before. Shopify and Printify are like the two ones. If you have like a logo, and you want to put it on something, Printify is the way to go. You put it on like a yoga mat, coffee mug, whatever you want, and you can sell that to whoever you want with Facebook ads and stuff and shit like that. But if you want to do like your own clothing line, then that might be different than a brand. I don't know.
No. So it's going to be a brand, but it's going to deal with clothes as well, right?
Okay.
So
that might be a good place to start.
Exactly, definitely. Exactly, like where I'm going to be starting is like T-shirts and basic little things, right? Basic little fits, right? So it'd be like T-shirts, sweaters. You know what I'm saying? Sweats, jeans, even. Luckily, I've got some connections in Thailand for like materials and stuff like that. So
you gotta let me know, man. I will. It's you and I have my brand that I'm working on. You told me about yours, and there's another homie of mine that's working on his. I like to get them while they start now, so when I'm in my music videos, I can wear those things.
Definitely.
So then when they blow, or even if they don't, it's always good to support.
Oh, bro, I'm always down.
But I always think, next level, right? So even when they reach the next level, and someone was like, "Oh, I've been that date once," and it was like, "Bro, look at this video in 2020." But when none of y'all knew who this dude was, I was rocking the shit. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking the shit. I've been the truth at ground level. And then also that love gets reciprocated.
Definitely. Look at right now, the future is Mars. Look at that clothing brand. LeBron James is a lot of people in the NBA is a big fan of that brand. And that's literally what it is. Yeah. The future is Mars. Yeah. That's the name of the brand. You know what I'm saying? And he literally just all it takes is for that one person to wear it. Yeah. And then everybody to see it, and that's it. Yeah, that's how it starts. Yeah, that's how it starts. Yeah,
people are very high-minded, man. But hey, we gotta wrap it up because work.
Definitely, go ahead.
But in closing, man, it's haven't known you very long, but I look forward to where you're gonna go out in life, man.
Oh, we're definitely gonna stay in contact. We're definitely gonna stay in contact.
I look forward to keeping connections with you, man, so we can keep thriving, keep
definitely. I'm always down for working with anybody, collaborating with anybody. I'm always down for that, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck
man.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Hey man, it's a pleasure. Yo, thank you so much for bringing me here, for allowing me to be in this podcast. This is actually my first one
Really?
that I've ever done. Yep.
Oh, okay,
I have friends that do it back home, but
Yeah.
you know, I haven't been able to be back home. You know, while they do it.
True. Yeah,
So
that's why I
this,
started this one, man. I got homies as well that I do this with. I try to get them in on Zoom and record it. And I always have issues with the audio, but we're working it, we're figuring it out. Because me and my friends, man, I try to surround myself with people who not only think like-minded, but also we may disagree on something because I might learn something.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we're pretty linear driven. But in closing, man, go ahead and shout out your brand one more time. I'm gonna leave it in the description so people can find it, and also shout out your homies back home.
definitely. So you could go ahead and again, you could go ahead and follow me on IG, Twitter, Snapchat, and YouTube and Facebook, all social media platforms at Foxsneaks. That's FOXSNEAKS, Sneaks, right? Foxsneaks, Fox Sneaky, right?
I love it, man.
Definitely, man.
I love it, man. Well, hey, thank you guys. That has been another episode of What Suits You. I will catch you guys for the next one. Peace. 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 Peace.